Have you ever wanted a dream so badly, but you weren't sure how it was going to happen and how everything was going to come together? Today's guest, Adrian Pinon, he is the founder of Town Today, and he's going to be telling you all about it, but he has a great story of how God has continued to be faithful in his life. So just sit back and be inspired. Thank you so much for joining us today, Adrian.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. For those that don't know what Town Today is, can you tell our viewers about it?
Town Today will be the event discovery app. So I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Okay.
Do you like to have fun?
Of course.
Do you like to create unforgettable experiences?
Yes, I do.
Are you busy?
Yes, yes, I am.
Well, Town Today solves those issues by showing you events a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster. So, I like to go out and have fun, and sometimes it's just time consuming, so I wanted to solve that issue, and Town Today was born.
Okay, so it's already created?
We have some back-end code and front-end code, so we're still reiterating, but not yet.
Not yet. Okay, well, I want to be like the first one to download it. That whole questionnaire at the beginning was not planned, okay, guys? It's just, those are all like legit answers, all right? Well, that's really cool. So what kind of inspired you to come up with that app?
I've always loved technology, and my parents, they're from like a country, they're from Mexico, and the part that they're from isn't so technologically advanced. So when they came to this country, it was just, Adrian, you have this platform, do something with it. And I just, from an early age, I loved the Game Boy, the flip one. Mm-hmm. I loved the PlayStation. So that's basically where my love for technology grew, and it was just bound to happen. I don't know, I guess God worked something.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you feel like God's going to use this app?
It's definitely humbling. Like, it's really hard because, I may not be like some master that knows everything about apps and technology, but, with blind faith, you can do a lot of things.
Amen. So what type of work are you going to be doing with the app? So are you just like doing the creativity part and kind of planning how it's going to work? Or are you actually like building it?
Well,
or like both?
Like all the above.
Oh, got it. Okay,
yeah,
perfect. So it's like YouTubers that do editing and their own promoting and their own everything. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like right now it's a small team of 3 of us, and I'm the guy that's out marketing, promoting, advertising, creating the relationships around Sacramento and neighboring regions, like San Andreas. And just making it look good, going to competitions, just getting the name out there. It's a passion project, but we're also very determined.
That's great. What else are you doing besides Town Today?
I'm going to school. I also do a lot of social media marketing. I do a lot of like stock trading on the side, which is really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually fun. Like, it's fun to see the charts dance. Yeah.
That's interesting. So how does God come into play with all of this? Have you always been a believer?
I grew up in the church, so as a kid, I was always like, I don't want to go to church. I want to stay home and play video games or something. But
aren't we all?
That's awesome. Yeah, but I'm glad that my parents kept me in church, and even though they were somewhat stern, it was just definitely humbling to be immersed in, the presence of God. And I guess He instilled in me just to work hard, and anything that I do, I work hard at it. I'm super persistent, and I honestly can say that God has been the fuel. Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm glad that you're giving God all the glory in the midst of all of it. And I'm sure that you are thankful for your parents that drug you out of bed to church.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, from an early age, I've had to, step up and be the Jesus in the plays and be the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So, always in the spotlight. But, nothing comes easy as you can, Shasta, you've been doing this for quite a while. You know that it's really hard, but just a quick prayer can do the difference.
Sometimes to make your dreams happen, it takes sacrifice. For me, that sacrifice was time. I didn't get to go out with friends as a teenager or enjoy high school things, but I wouldn't have changed it for the world. And so sometimes things that you want to do, you have to sacrifice leaving your town or sacrifice time or whatever it may be. But I really do think that just like with anything, it takes sacrifice.
Definitely. And perhaps maybe when you're busy and you maybe have like 30 minutes, you can download the app, Town Today, and then you'll have
It's
events.
not done yet though, but when it's done, yes.
You'll be amongst the first users. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I'll be the trial stage, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, perfect. Count me in. I'm all for it. It'll be fun. And then, I don't know, we'll make a connection somehow. It'll
Awesome.
be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
So when it comes to all of these crazy things that you're doing a lot, right? So a lot of my guests, they have many hats. I like to believe that God doesn't just have us wear one hat, that he brings all these people in our lives and he gives us not just one gift, but lots of gifts and lots of talents. That's kind of what I see in you. But how do you keep God in the center of your life and keep focused on him? Because being busy, it's difficult. I mean, you're creating an app for busy people. So, I mean, clearly time is a problem.
Yeah, that's a good question. Man, it's hard. Like sometimes my grandma will come visit and, she's always like a rock. Like she's the rock in my family, and any time that I go through some trials and tribulations, she's always there to, humble me. She's always there to motivate me. And I mean, I got to thank my grandmother. I have to thank my parents too. I come home and I'll just say like, man, this is kind of hard. But they'll say, just keep God in your heart and just continue pushing forward.
I know this is probably going to be a really, really tough question, but I feel like it needs to be asked. So what advice do you have for people who do not have their parents in their life, but still need that same motivation that you have to keep God in their life, or to even discover or want that relationship?
I got to be thankful, even though my parents and I, we don't necessarily or just mesh perfectly. I got to thank God for allowing them to be in my life. I get to see them. We may not have the best relationship, but they're there. To answer your question, I don't necessarily communicate with my parents for, like, I guess 100% like I would want to, but I mean, nothing's perfect. But to answer your question, one of the things I do is I find a lot of mentors. I had a mentor by the name of Michael Poindexter, who was like a father figure. Dale Carlson at Sac State has just been able to mold me into a stellar entrepreneur.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so just finding people and surrounding yourself with great people and just wanting to be better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm excited to go to Sac State. I think I'm wearing Sac State color, right? Isn't this the color Sac State?
Stingers up, yeah.
Yeah, right? I'll do Stingers up. I mean, we're going to raise a stinger anyway, so I might as well.
Yeah, Sac State's really, really awesome. It's really amazing. There's a coyote on campus.
I saw. I've already been around coyotes, though, so we're good.
Yeah, there's coyotes. It's a green campus. The colors are green. You'll love it. You'll love
yellow.
it a lot.
And yellow's my favorite color, so.
Ah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, one of the colors of Town Today is yellow, so.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
See, I was meant to be in the trial stages.
Right?
Yeah, so it'll all work out. What types of trials and tribulations have you been through and you've seen God's hand on it, like looking back?
Well, I'll use the Sac State example. So it's an amazing campus. Recently, I won first place and the People's Choice at the startup pitch competition. It was really awesome. There was a panel of like 50 judges. I was like, geez, 50 judges?
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people,
and
yeah.
You said you won first place? Is that
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I won first place, and that was for Town Today.
Yeah,
That's cool. I wasn't finished yet. Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I managed to win first place, and yeah, definitely. Like when I parked my car, I definitely had to just cool down and just squeeze in a prayer, because I know that, I'd be like David and Goliath. Like I know there's a lot of people that were well prepared, just like I was, but I just managed to throw my stone and I brought the house down.
Having God at the battlefield with you just makes it so much easier.
I mean, if God is with you, who can be against you?
That was good. Yeah. That was nice. I mean, while you just quoting the Bible over there, do you got any favorite Bible verses?
Revelations 3:21. I used to, when I played football, I got a Sharpie, and I actually marked Revelations 3:21 on my cleats. Oh. What that is for those who overcome have the right to sit with me in my throne. So just overcome. If you're watching this and you're going through some stuff, just overcome that, and God will bless you in many ways.
Mm-hmm. And what types of things have you been able to overcome?
Many things. I would say like doubt. I mean, this app has just been a learning process. I've managed to overcome things such as like depression and feeling alone, getting over my fears of like, what if this fails? But praying to God definitely helps out, and being surrounded in just such a positive family just definitely like anchors me. Yeah.
Praise God. That's great.
Praise God. That's
Praise
right.
God. Yes. So, what types of things do you see yourself doing beyond town today? So you went to Sac State. Are you going to Sac State?
Transferring to Sac State.
Okay, so me too.
Yeah.
We're like in the same bubble.
Oh, the same circle. Nice. Yeah, transferring from Sacramento City College.
So you got your associates?
Yes.
What'd you get your associates in?
Communication studies.
Oh, well, so I'm transferring as a comm major too. Looks like we'll be going to school with each other for the next 2 years.
Very good.
Yeah, so we'll both be juniors in January? Is that when you're
transfer
going?
juniors, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm not going to be a loner anymore. This is great. Did you like community college? Did you have...
It's
So,
definitely
you know, the depression,
humbling.
anxiety you're talking about, I'm sure
There
that had a
you
lot
go.
to do with being an overachiever in school, right? Trying to get those straight A's and failing miserably. Maybe not, but-
Yeah, straight out of high school, I got a scholarship to go to Montana State University, and that was really awesome. That was just God's
Was
work.
that for football?
Yeah, it was like a walk-on deal, but
Wow. What position did you play?
running back.
Okay.
It was
Impressive.
speedy, fast,
Yeah.
shifty. You can really get me. Yeah.
That kind of rhymed just a little bit. That could be the rap.
I don't rap.
I can beatbox. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
not that
think
impressive, I
this
promise.
would get like a lot of views if you beatbox.
It's not that impressive. I can show you. It's just a basic.
Okay.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you guys. Sorry.
That's 1 million views, guys.
Oh, thank you. You heard it here.
Yeah, junior college is awesome, but I got a scholarship to play football, and that kind of went south. So
You didn't take it, obviously.
Well, no, I was there at Montana for a while, but I got like an email one day and said, "Oh, Adrian,
wow.
you owe like X amount of dollars," and I was like,
Didn't you have a scholarship?
I thought it was like enough, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's just some stuff that happened. I was kind of like naive about it, but yeah. Then I transferred back to California, and it's been humbling to say the least.
It's probably where you're supposed to be.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I went to Mexico and I wanted to stay longer, but got a pneumonia and come back or I was gonna like die. So I'm back.
So you got pneumonia?
I did.
Dang,
I did.
that's pretty intense.
Yeah, I wrote a goodbye message to my family when I was in Mexico. Yeah.
In a bottle?
No, I texted it to them. It was kind of sad. It was a sad night. I thought I was going to die that night. But I woke up the next morning, so that was cool.
Did you have family out there?
No, I just went down and served at an orphanage. But we're here 2 days later. I am breathing. I am well. I'm alive.
She's alive.
Yes, another praise God moment. We need to have a button on Study Shasta's Journey that goes praise God.
Praise God.
You know how like
that's
they
right.
have, I don't know, the laughing and the clapping like buttons. We should have one that says praise God.
We
I'm
should.
sure we can get one.
Ed can
We
make
should have one
one.
that says amen, and we should have one that says praise God. And so whenever I just... I think
Ed
it's
is
great.
an engineer. Ed can probably make one.
Yeah, he'd be a great addition to Shasta's Journey. What advice do you have for people who are just as passionate about technology as you are? Like, should they join the Town Today team? Like, do you need people to help you out? Or what advice do you have for them?
Advice to people, I would just say, man, when you get denied, and you will be denied, just keep knocking on another door and God will answer. God will open doors for you, and you will be denied. But, you know, with denial, with 1,000 no's comes one yes, and that one yes is definitely worth it.
Makes it all worth it.
Exactly.
How do you go through the no's and the slam doors in your face, though? Because it's not easy.
It's definitely not easy.
How do you deal with that?
I've been in sales for a long time. Like, my mom hooked me up with a job at like a T-Mobile when I was like 17. So I saw like 70 people a day just learning,
Do
honing
you
in.
do cold calling?
Never, no.
Oh, yeah, those people just hang up on you, talk smack to you on the
Have
phone.
you done cold calling?
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah?
get like 500 rejections and just like sitting here and you're just like, I hate myself. I'm just kidding.
See-
It sucks. Cold calling is not fun. I feel for the people that call me, like cold call. I'll sit there and have a conversation with them.
Right,
So
you're
I
like,
feel bad
dang,
for
I
them.
hear you.
So I'm that girl that like gets those people on the phone. I get their Instagrams and stuff.
You're crazy.
I am a little crazy. Like I don't even know how I found Adrian, to be perfectly honest. You could find people from all around the world just randomly.
Praise God.
This is another button, the praise God thing.
Yeah, but that's awesome. Like, I respect the cold calling thing. Like, if you're able to call 500 people and then you get a sale on one of them, like, that means you're just honing in on craft. Like, okay, I don't see them face to face. I can't really interact or be physical. All I have is a voice. I mean, that just works. That just shows how wonderful and fabulous God is to just work miracles in our lives, just like from a mental standpoint.
And sometimes we need to be rejected because sometimes the things that are getting rejected are things that we weren't supposed to get ourselves into. Even though so I saw like this image one day where this little girl has a teeny teddy bear in her hand, right? And God's standing there and he has this gigantic teddy bear behind his back. And he said, "Give me your teddy bear." And the little girl's like, "No, no, no, no." And he had something way better for her. And so that's how I kind of see like opportunities is like we see something and we really want it and it's not even close to how big God's dreams is for us. So things that don't happen, just kind of look at it and look at like the little girl and be like, there's a bigger teddy bear. There's a bigger thing for me.
Exactly. You just got to have faith.
What doors have closed for you?
Oh, man.
I know.
There's so many.
We're opening up a can of disappointment, but it's okay.
I know. Okay. That's a good question. When I first started Town Today, I went on a casting call for Shark Tank.
Did you really?
Yeah, I connected.
I love that show.
It's an amazing show.
It's a good show.
Yeah,
It's a good show.
people get rejected there
A little too much.
on live TV.
It's fun to watch at least. It's entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the negotiating
I mean,
part.
no offense to those people.
Yeah. So yeah, I was rejected, because the app isn't out yet, but I connected with everybody. It was really cool. Another rejection.
I think Shark Tank is a pretty big rejection.
Okay.
I
We'll do
don't think we should make Adrian say any more rejection. Because if I sat here and said my rejection, I don't know. We want this to be a positive show.
Yes.
What are the great things that God has done in your life?
Well, some good things that God has. Well, I gotta admit, finding this spot was a little hard, but I gotta say thank God for Shasta for picking, like, I guess, showing me to the station. And
Our TV studio is very hard to find. Every guest has gotten lost. He saw me pull up to the gas station and he ran out with his food at the gas station. I was like, this guy is gonna get sent to jail. He took his stuff at the gas station and ran outside and didn't pay for it. Oh my God.
Well, no, because I wanted to say hi. I was like, oh hey, but the guy at the gas station was cool.
Okay, good.
He's a friend.
I was sitting there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but from day to day, I guess some of the cool things that God does is just allows me to wake up and just chase my dreams. Because sometimes it's like you don't have that privilege to just do what you want and do what you want to do. So the fact that I have that opportunity and I'm able to just chase my goals and my dreams, I feel like that's just awesome.
I love that Adrian just went to the simplest thing that he could be thankful for is his breath of life. Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. I know that's a crazy thought, but I could die after recording this episode. I don't know,
I mean, you could have died in Mexico, that pneumonia thingy.
Could have.
Yeah.
Could have, but it didn't happen.
And now you're here interviewing Town Today. Praise God.
Woo! Praise God moment. Woohoo, that's right. So how can people find Town Today and support you in what you're doing?
Yeah, so we are all over social media. Just look us up, Town Today.
You'll literally see him in his alpha and you'll be like, oh, that's the right one.
That's the guy. Yeah,
Yes.
Town Today. Right now we're early stage. We managed to win some funding from that pitch competition, but I mean, finding investors that love technology.
You never know who's watching.
You never know.
You never know.
Praise God. You never know.
I'm done. That button will get pressed too many times. I don't know if I should have my guests hold the button or if I should hold the button.
I think both of us should praise God. like a
too
repeat
much.
thing.
It's too much.
Yeah, but yeah. So just anybody that wants to just connect and is passionate and is an entrepreneur and just needs to find their way, they could just contact me and just search us up. Town Today. We're out there.
Okay. And what can they be praying for? I love always asking that because you just,
What can people pray for?
Yeah, like when it comes to what you're doing, you pray for him when he goes back to Sac State, so he doesn't go through that depression, anxiety again.
Pray for? I would say that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Pray for a brighter tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, it's a generic answer, but I mean, we all just want to have a good day at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And you think that you're going to do that through Town Today?
I know I'm going to do that through Town Today. Yeah.
Great confidence. Okay, so you got to give me a little bit more. Okay, so I understand it's for people who are busy, people who love adventure and want to have like a good life. I don't remember the next question, but I know there's 3 questions. So yeah, like what is it? Can you just explain a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. So, well, we're both college students, and sometimes we just don't have time to go through Facebook and Eventbrite and Meetup and all these other websites for events. So what I wanted to do is just to simplify that. So what our app does is it gathers all these websites and app information and puts it in our app. So
this makes a lot more sense now. Thank
you.
Thank you. Like,
I'm painting a picture
it's
now.
all coming together now for me. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's just saving people time and having a cool, simple platform that anybody can understand.
So you would have like a contract with all of those event pages, or can you just can their stuff just accumulate by itself?
Well,
I don't know if you're supposed to talk about this, but like I'm just curious.
She's a programmer. Well, so some of the team, they're back-end programmers. One of them is Josh, and then the other is Richard, and they're both members of Hacker Lab out in Sacramento. Thanks, Gina, for the scholarship. Yeah, so what they do is they aggregate events by web scraping. Okay,
I'm hearing hacker, and I'm hearing. Is this good? Is this
it's totally good. Yeah,
okay.
a lot of it's kind of like Google.
I'm not familiar with like.
It's kind of like Google. Google just gets information from a bunch of places, but what we're doing different is that we're only getting event information. So that way, say you're visiting Sacramento and you want to know what's happening in Sacramento, you won't have to go through X, Y, and Z. You just go to Town Today. It saves
So you're
people
gonna be
time.
the new Google. I mean, it sounds like what it's going to do, because usually I go on Google and say events in Sacramento. So you guys are going to be the...
Well, we don't want to compete with anybody. We just want to have partnerships.
Especially not with Google. But no, I get it. That's awesome.
Google's a fabulous company.
It is.
But, yeah, they're basically partnerships like we have a partnership with Visit Sacramento, Sacramento 365, the Degrees program at Sac State, Robert Nelson, the chancellor at UC Davis. They love this and they can't wait to get it in their hands. So
you already have like an in Sac State. I keep hearing Sac State and I'm thinking to myself, I know nobody in Sac State.
I mean, you just have to be determined and passionate and just pray to God that He points you in the right direction, and if one door closes, the other one will open, and you'll find your way.
First person I met that goes to Sac State, so. And we're the same age, so I'm... Praise God.
Praise God, yeah, definitely.
You like the fake button, guys? Wasn't that good? That was good, right? So so I know you have Town Today, the Instagram page, but what about your personal page? Is that public?
Yeah, I do a lot of social media marketing for people. So I guess my personal page is Pinon XO, but it doesn't have to be advertised. Town Today is
Maybe people want to write you. I don't know. Just, you never know.
I mean, my personal info is like on Town Today. So if anybody has any questions, you get super busy and you probably get bombarded with emails and DMs and all that, but I definitely read them. So Town Today is the perfect spot.
Mm-hmm. Where do people start? If they, for some reason, I always have crazy app ideas. I have crazy ideas in general most of the time, right? So where do you suggest people start?
I have a crazy app idea.
Or just any idea. For you, for instance, how did you start making Town Today a reality?
Well, I wrote it down. I definitely wrote it down. So then I'm more of like a if I write things down and then I just pray on it and I just kind of see it again and see it again. It's just like the motivation. So I just wrote it down, and this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to make finding events a whole lot easier. I thought about the name. I said, okay, I like apps. So I just wrote it down. And then after I wrote it down, I started asking people questions like, hey, do you think this would be a good idea? And then I actually told a friend of mine, his name is Jonathan, and he actually helped me out a whole lot. So actually, like a funny story, short story. We went to the California State Fair. I don't know if you've ever been to it.
When I was like 10. But, you know.
You've been.
I've been.
Praise God.
Woo.
So, yeah, me and him went, and we literally just asked probably like 400 people, you know, what do you think about this app? Do you think this app could work? What do you think? How do you find events? How can we solve this issue for you? Do you like paying a lot for tickets? We just started asking so many questions, collecting so many emails, just getting our name out there. And
is it going to be a free app or?
Definitely a free app, yeah. Because I'm a college student.
I don't pay for apps. I don't think I've
Yeah, a free app is cool.
Yeah, I think I've upgraded. I have this app called Airbrush. You could put like makeup on. You could like, I've done photo shoots with no makeup on, and I just press a button. I'm like, oh my god, let's try this.
But you don't need any makeup. Like, you're naturally beautiful.
Well, thank you. Well, the point of this, me telling you this, is you can upgrade so you can do more Photoshop. So that's the only thing I've ever paid for as far as an app goes. It was worth it. I can get rid of people's wrinkles now and.
Oh, nice. Grandma looks 30 again.
And make their lips bigger, or nice. Move their eyes like apart from each other. Sometimes
interesting. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really feel like asking people like what they want to change about themselves. And so, for instance, if somebody says they want a smaller nose, want to make their nose like super, 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 super small to the point where they're like, and then also like send that to them, like, okay, put up like a Instagram status saying, what do you want to change? And then change it, but make it like way dramatic, right? And then I'll message them and say that you're perfect just the way they are. Yeah, so if you say you want a smaller nose, then just make your nose really small. And be like this? Not what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that'd be like a cool little challenge.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never done anything. Well, I like Photoshop. I've done Photoshop.
It's that, but like the free version.
Oh, I see.
Like the college life version.
The college life version.
Yeah. I think you should just have like college life version of everything. That's an app, right?
I think so. If not, we'll think about something.
Okay, sounds good. We only have about a minute left. So, what advice do you have for somebody who needs to find Jesus?
Who needs to find Jesus? Well, just go to church. I mean, you'll probably sit there and you're like, man, the music is boring. What is the pastor saying? You'll probably get a good power nap in. The Bible's super lengthy, but I mean, it just comes with time. Like Shasta, when you started this, you probably weren't just like a Oprah. You weren't just super quick and you knew what to say. Like, it just took time. So, I mean, with everything, it just takes time. So even with Town Today, it takes a little bit of time. With school, it takes some time. I mean...
everything takes time. And I want to thank you for taking the time to be on Shasta's Journey and for sharing your story. Thank you guys so much for following Shasta's Journey and being a part of everything that God is doing in my life. Look up shastasjourney.com, and I hope you will be taught, healed, or inspired. God bless.